Hi there, I'm Kevin Daly, opinion editor at the Griffin, here for the Griffin and Griffin Insiders, sitting down with USA Junior Senator and presidential candidate John Solak. John, thank you so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
So John, kind of a crowded field this year, 5 candidates.
That it is, and I think it's going to make for a really interesting race. But I think at the end this gives the whole student body a chance to really see the different components of the university and see them all come to play, and so that people can vote for people that they see a lot and that they really fits in with the issues that they're.
So in such a crowded field, how do you plan on distinguishing yourself from your 4 other opponents?
I think several ways. First of all, I'm a biology major, and we haven't had a biology major. I talked to Brian Smith about this in at least the last 10 years.
No kidding.
Yeah, and so that's one way that I think I really distinguish myself. I think with that background, you have a different mentality in how you view things, maybe a more analytical approach.
God complex?
What's that?
God complex?
Well, I wouldn't go so far,
Of course
but
not. I kid.
But there's definitely factors that play into that. Also, I come from ROTC for 2 years, so I was in the Golden Griffin Battalion for 2 years, and that definitely gave me a huge different perspective on how I view leadership.
So what does John Solak's policy agenda look like for USA next year, and does it include a clampdown on smoking that you've been discussing in Senate the past several months?
Well, in regards to smoking, I want to base it off what the student body feels and what the student body wants. So we'll be releasing a survey with the e-board elections to basically determine, should we make campus smoke-free, should we make smoke-free zones, or should we keep it the way it is? So I'm not going to be, the smoke Nazi.
Sure.
I'm going to do what the student body genuinely wants. And aside from that, my goal is really engagement. And I think through engagement we can build a sense of community and identity that could really benefit the student body.
Now, do you see engagement as having been the greatest hindrance to USA this year, and do you think that USA has had a successful year looking back?
As far as engagement, I think that there's always more that can be done. I think this year we had some pretty moderate success, but I think that there's still a lot of improvements that can be made, not just to USA, but also to all the clubs and organizations that hold events on campus, that there's more that can be done to get more engagement.
You mentioned clubs holding events on campus and passing there for a moment. Yesterday saw a contentious Council of Presidents meeting. A number of club leaders raised objections to President Brock Wilkinson's proposed fitness center in Palisano, which is moving forward. They passed a resolution 31-15 asking the Senate to reconsider the issue. Senate did briefly reconsider, voted 8-5 against reconsidering the motion. I'm wondering if perhaps you'd like to speak to your view on the fitness center and perhaps what the appropriate function for the Council of Presidents is.
Yeah, I'd love to. As far as speaking on the issue, I had voted against it because I wanted to see a survey sent out about it, but I think the attitude recently has changed from should we do it or should we not. It's more of how can we work together to get around the issues facing it. And as far as how the Council of Presidents should run, I think that there's definitely room for them to have more power. We have 106 clubs at play there, and I think that we can definitely give them more say in what Senate does, more so than just suggestions.
So tomorrow evening we'll see a debate between the 5 candidates in Montante. What do you plan on really hitting home during the debate? And is there anything you want to say specifically about your opponents to the student body?
I'll let the opponents speak for themselves. As far as anything I'm going to be hitting home, I think I want to hit home on what I can do for the student body and how we can do it right. And at the end of the day, every single person running for the office wants what's best. The only difference is really how we're going to do it.
So we've only got a few seconds left here, and I'm going to come way out of left field with this last question. Uses for a broken stapler. Go.
Yeah,
could just be one.
It could stop a ninja if you hit it with the right velocity, right angle.
No kidding.
Yeah, I've done it many times. Also, could be used to wow, I don't know. Be as a signal. If you could, throw it high or far enough, maybe an airplane flying overhead.
Hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Yeah, I had to do it once or twice, stuck in the Okavango. Long story.
John Solak, he fights ninjas and he gets lost in the rainforest. I like this guy. John, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, glad to be here.